just coming off a week of open date, and it's good to get that week off, especially for bumps and bruises, and we had some guys that kind of banged up. And then just to get to work in, we were able to go to work on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Gave the guys a weekend off. Some of the guys a little closer around here. Even some of the guys that doesn't live close, they like to go to some of the high school games, so they had a chance to go out on, Friday, Saturday, and enjoy themselves. Came back on Sunday and went to work. Since it's a Friday night game, we got to start our preparation and get our focus going early. Today is Monday, but we're treating it like a Tuesday. We usually have a Monday off so that the coaches have enough time to prepare. But having the open week last week, we were able to get a lot of work in and bring down Connecticut. So now today will be treated like a Tuesday. We'll just go to work and get ready to go play a good game against Connecticut.
Kind of getting used to these bye weeks. And you have another one. It's kind of weird to have 3 in 1 year.
It's so weird because what you like to do. Sometimes you play about 8 games and then you get a bye week and then the season's over. But it's almost you go 4, you get a bye week. You go play 3 or 4 more, you get a bye week. Now you go play 3, then you're gonna get another week. Then you play 1. But it's just that you like to just when you're playing well, you like to go and play the schedule and just go play the games.
This is sort of the 2/3 mark of the season. You just talk about what you liked about these first 8 games and what are the things you would improve on the rest of the year.
Well, we're sitting here at 7-1. Wish you hadn't lost the one we lost, but it's over with now. But just like the way the team has really just developed, it just became a football team. Look at us offensively. Still have one of the outstanding players in the country in Teddy Bridgewater. I like the way the running backs have really came on with Dominique Brown the last 2 weeks, really running the ball very well. And you look at that running back position with Dominique Sonoris and Dyer, you could have had a situation where it could have been a problem, but with those guys having enough respect for one another and being a teammate, it never became an issue. And then the offensive line, each week it was kind of like, we went from like Garcia to Mack, from Joyer to Acosta, but just trying to get the right 5 in there because you were pretty solid with with Jake Miller and then with Brown on the outside, Jamon. But we're just trying to get that right side and get it really solidified. And being a surprise for us, we took L.A. Lamar Atkins and we moved him from linebacker to fullback, and he's done a really good job for us. One time Teddy threw the ball to him, he ran right in the coverage, guy hit him in the stomach. But L.A.'s done a really good job of catching the football and blocking for us. And the wide receiver position, you lose Devontae, but then guys were able to step up, whether it be from Copeland to Michael Lee to Eli making big catches, to Robert Clark to Kai Adela Cruz. But you're really solid there, wide receiver. And then with Gerald Christian and Hubble at tight end position that is really giving us something. So offensively, we've been able to move the ball, done a very good job of moving the football. And like I said, the quarterback position, he's as good as anybody in the country on offense or at the quarterback position. Then defensively, it's just the one game you look at when you had a chance to go down and make a stop. We didn't make that stop, but I've been very pleased with the way we played. You look at outside with Marcus and with Malden, we have 15 sacks between those 2 guys. I think 2 seasons ago we had 15 sacks for the whole year, and we sit here with 4 games left to play. And Brandon Dunn's been a really good surprise for us, been in the middle and been able to, and you always talk about you want to be good down the middle of your defense with Brandon, and then Preston Brown playing well, and then Cameron Pryor having an all-star year. But I've been very pleased with the way we performed on defense. Special teams, we can get a lot better. Even with Wallace kicking as well as he's kicked, it's just to cover teams. And we're not getting much return yards. We get 1 return against FIU with Gaines returning the kickoff, but you like to play better in the special teams. It's all about field position. It's all about changing the field position, and that's what you like to see accomplished, which we need to go get better at. So you look at this team, we want to continue to go get better. We've got 4 games left, and we still have a lot of work to do.
If somebody told you before the season started you're not number 2 in defense after 8 games, would you have been surprised, and what do you attribute some of that to?
I've been surprised, but I think back a year ago, and defensively we didn't play well, gave up some really key stops, and I think those guys hear that just through the off season over the summer, wanted to go prove a point because when you have on your defense up front with Phila being a senior, Don being a senior, and then Marcus Smith, you have 3 seniors up front. and then Malden being a 2-year starter. And then at your backer position with Durant and Preston both being a senior, and then you look at the back end with Akeem Smith, you're looking at some seniors on defense. So you would think that we would have stepped up and played pretty good on defense, not knowing we would play as well as we played. But it's been fun to watch, and it's a group of guys that I don't think they care who gets the credit. It's all about just playing and playing as a team.
Is Devontae 100%? Did the week off help him?
The week off has helped him. I think that he needs some treatment here in these next few days to get into Friday. But I expect him to be right around 90-95% on Friday.
What about Kai?
Kai is in the same for Kai. The thing we're going to do with him, Kai did not practice yesterday, but we're just going to get him in and just work him in and see what he can do and see if we can have him ready to go by Friday.
Are there different things you have to do during an off week, during practice, to keep them motivated with no game to look forward to?
What I try to do is differently during the off week is to cut down practice. And so I like to just go right out to practice and go right to work. And what helps it when you go competition 1s-on-1s, 2s-on-2s, then guys get going. I walked out there, we had some scout work. Guys would be standing around, and you kind of get upset as a coach because you're not getting anything accomplished. But when I go good on good and I cut it down, then we get to work there. They know there, and I tell them, I say, guys, we will be out here as long as you want it, as long as you guys want us to be out. If you're not working, now, if you're going to go to work and we get some good work in, then we're in and we're out.
Charlie, did Mark Smith kind of surprise you a little bit as far as the numbers he's put up this year? I mean, did you think you were going to get this out of him?
Well, I'll tell you what we've done with Marcus to help him with his numbers is we kind of floated him, and what I mean by float is I allow him to stand up and get down in the 3-point, and he's so athletic that he can drop into coverage or he can put his hand on the ground and then go rush the quarterback. And the sacks that he has, it's been fun because the thing he's done too is he's beat people 1-on-1. It's not like he just ran through an open gap and toppled the quarterback, but he's been able to get down and go beat linemen 1-on-1. And we bring him a lot, even when we're in 3 down and he's standing up. He's a guy who's going to come off the edge, but it is. But it's good for him because I think that he's developed. He has a lot of confidence now, and he really believes that he's a really good player.
Where do you see him at the next level?
If he gets to that next level, he's got to play outside linebacker. And he's a guy that you can drop into coverage, and a guy that when you need to bring on the outside rusher, he can get that accomplished.
Charlie Hubble has your leading per catch average. Has had, I think, like 3 long plays. Is it him? Is it the scheme with the tight end? What's going on with him?
I think it's Hub and that speed, huh? Hub outrunning everybody. No, it's a combination of both because if you look at it, he's open a lot, and Teddy's able to find him just right down the seam. And what you do is you put pressure because if people are playing you in cover 2, if you allow the 2 outside receivers to release outside and pull the safeties off the hash, then the middle is wide open, which I call the canyon. The canyon is wide open, and Hub's able to make the catch and then run some. But you know what? It's just you like to see good things happen for him because he's so tough. He battles injuries and he's out there. And right now, even if anything is ever wrong with him, you never would know it, just because just how hard he works.
How nice is it for this offense to be able to have 2 quality tight ends that you guys can throw out there and can make plays consistently for you?
Oh, he's great, and it helps the tight end because we're such a play action, boot a team. We get on the edge of the defense and for Gerald to either run a crossing route or run down the field vertical or Hubble, you're able to find those guys. And once they get the ball in their hands, they can make things happen. There's not a big slug running down the field. There's an athlete who can, make a guy miss. And you look at that catch with Gerald against South Florida. We hit him down the boundary. A corner's trying to drape onto him. He stiff arms him off and then goes in for the score.
What does UConn do well? They're 0-7. I know they almost beat Michigan, so I guess you can. But other than that, on paper, they don't look that tough.
No, and they don't. And well, you know what happens? It's not so much it's the record. I don't think that the record really show how good they can be. And because you look at McCombs, the little running back gave us fits last year, and then you look at the defensive side of the ball. Smallwood is back to defensive end. I mean, we couldn't block him at all. I mean, they're going to look good on defense. They have 3 big guys up front where they can control the line of scrimmage. But anytime, there's coaching change, and then there's a new coach take over, and then guys lose their confidence, then things happen for you, and it's not good. But but I told our players, let's not look at their record. Let's work on ourselves. And let's not go up there and then kind of we need to go up there and get started well and get going good.
Is there much?
Remind them about a year ago, when they came in here.
Well, I think our players, they know that now, because I've talked about it enough, and so they understand just, how important games are. We're not in a position to go waste an opportunity. You only get so many, so let's make sure we handle our business and take care of our business.
Charlie, last week Sean said on the line that Ryan Mack would play one of his better games at South Florida. Has he been a surprise? I mean, I know early on was he and Nacho, and they were kind of back and forth, and then it seemed like he kind of won that job.
Well, we always felt like that Mack was a good player. When you think about that position with the bigger guys, it's all about just confidence, and you really believe in how good you are. And then with him and Nacho going back and forth, then Mack was able to just step up. And last week he did against South Florida, played very well. But he's athletic enough, and he can move his speed. He's a big guy that can move his speed. That's just on him just believing that just his ability.
How happy have you been with the way your teams responded after losing that game with all the expectation? I mean, you don't know how they're going to go, and it was a pretty impressive performance against South Florida. And what have you seen kind of in practice?
Well, I still tell my team, even after we lost that game, that they're still the best team in college football. But you have to believe that, guys. And okay, we had us a stumble there, but it's all about now just who are we, and can we overcome that obstacle, and can we handle adversity? And it's really going to show our true strength and just what's inside of us. And for us to bounce back against South Florida and play that well. And I said, it's a lot of football left. And I said, we had a meeting yesterday, and I said, the month of November, everybody remember November. They remember November. And I said, it's some key games in this month, so it's a lot of football left to be played out there. So let's make sure that we don't stub our toe again, and let's continue to go out there and go to work the right way and get it accomplished.
If Houston beats Central Florida this week, you conceivably could control your fate again. Do you do anything to help the Houston coaches try to prepare for that?
No, because we played on the following week, so what's going to happen is going to happen. So I don't say anything to
Is that because it's a conference game, or if this was a different situation, would you be willing to help?
No, not so much, because a lot of times guys are going to kind of do it, because only way you can help guys is just a personnel, because you're going to talk about people's personnel. That's really the only thing we ever talk about, because you have your scheme, and the teams have their scheme, and teams are going to do what they're going to do, and they're not going to change it, at midstream. So it's not much we can do to help them.
How much can your season change Saturday night?
Well, it's just going to, you wait, counting on somebody else to help you. So I don't know how much it's going to change, because you're sitting there hoping that somebody do something for you, and when we ourselves messed it up. So I tell them, hey guys, we're in a position we're where we are because of what we did, not because of what anyone else did. But someone else beat us, but it's our fault.
Is it a helpless feeling, Charlie? Is it kind of a helpless feeling, just kind of sitting back, and now you got to score a watch a little bit?
No, because I still see it's a lot of football left, and it's week by week. Everybody thought we was going to run the table, and 3 weeks ago everybody would have felt like that. So it's almost like, you know what, guys, you got to play, and then you got to just see what happens. But let's make sure that we take care of our business. We can't worry about someone else, and all of a sudden you're still worried you're looking down the road at someone else, and you get slapped in the face.
I think there's a bigger picture college football. So many undefeated teams still at this point, and playoff is a year off. Do you think that there's been a change at the top, that teams have separated themselves?
Well, but you look at it, those teams that are at the top they've been there the whole year, and I don't think, if you look at 1, 2, it hasn't been much change. I think, Florida State's a team that would come on late and moved up, but those teams that are there, they're playing well, and that's why they're undefeated. But they built, they have. When you're talking about those teams, they already have tradition already built, so the expectation is always there, and people expect them. The standard has been set for those programs, and it's why they are where they are right now. All right, good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.